Hello, everyone on YouTube. My name is Tamara T, and today I will be taking you back in time because I want to share with you my real results from my first year selling on Amazon FBA and my sales every single year after that. Let's dive right into the real results. What happened in my first year selling on Amazon FBA and what happened every single year after that. So let's go back in time. I first found out about Amazon FBA in spring 2017 when I was just so sick of my 9-to-5 job. So I talked about this a lot on my YouTube channel. And I came from a 9-to-5 desk job for 10 years that I absolutely hated. I couldn't stand my boss. I couldn't stand going to work 9-to-5 every single day, Monday to Friday. And I wasn't making that much money. I was making like $40,000 to $50,000 per year Canadian. And that was before taxes. So you can only imagine how much I was struggling throughout the years. So I was getting close to my 30s and I thought, okay, I need to do something more. I need to do something different because I'm so sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck and making minimal amounts of money. I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And if you guys don't know where I live, it's insanely expensive to live here. Obviously now I am in a much better place. Amazon made me a multi-millionaire and I was able to afford everything and anything I can possibly dream of in my life. But let's go back to talk about how I got started and potentially help you guys get started as well. By the way, if you are completely new to selling on Amazon FBA, I have a brand new webinar training for you. I will link it in the YouTube description below. All you need to do is click on the free training link, enter your name, enter your email address. To watch my free training, it will guide you through step by step how I sell on Amazon and how my students were able to make money as well. And make sure you watch the training to the very end because you may be qualified to get on a free one-on-one call with myself or one of my team members so we can help you through this entire Amazon FBA business. Now, I wish I was able to dig up some old screenshots from you guys from 2018, but I don't have any screenshots from 2018. I do have some screenshots from 2019 I can share with you. Anyway, I found out about Amazon FBA in 2017 and I lost $5,000 right off the bat. How did I lose that much money? I lost that money overnight. And that was all because I didn't know how to look for products to sell. I thought you just choose any random product that looked fancy on Amazon or choose a product that a lot of people buy every day, and that's how I would be making money. But that was so far from the truth. I sold cell phone cases, you guys. Cell phone cases, I thought everybody has a cell phone, so obviously everybody needs a case. So obviously I will sell cell phone cases and make a few bucks and become a millionaire through cell phone cases. Boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong. And this all came from not doing research, not having a mentor, not having a good support group. I was not in contact with anybody who did this type of business. I just dove into it myself because I thought I can learn and get through it all myself. And I was so wrong. And I lost $5,000. I ordered inventory on Alibaba, like they all tell you to order inventory on Alibaba and then ship it to the Amazon FBA warehouse and then expect sales. And that's just not how it works. It all starts with finding a good product to sell that not everybody wants. The product that you choose to sell should not be the product that everybody is using. So a good example would be toilet paper or a cell phone case or chopsticks or plates. Like those types of products you think that everybody would use every single day, which is true, but it's so different when you are selling on Amazon because if you choose products that are too high in demand, you're not going to be able to compete. So you're competing against all of these other people who are also trying to make sales on Amazon. And when the demand is too high, you're trying to compete with the big sellers who got into that specific marketplace first. So if you were to just jump in and sell your cell phone case or your roll of toilet paper, no one will be able to find you on the very first page or the second page. And you will be so far down page 1000 that no one's going to find your product and buy your product. Therefore, you lose all your money, and you don't get paid. So I lost $5,000, but good thing was that I learned a lot. I learned so much from my experience, and I started to really take this business seriously when I got fired in October 2017. I got fired, and I was like, okay, I really need to get my shit together and do the proper product research before paying anyone ever again. Before paying any supplier, I need the right tools and I need the right training. And most importantly, I need to learn from my own mistakes. A lot of people don't learn from their mistakes when they are trying to sell on Amazon. They are very stubborn. They're very new to entrepreneurship, and that's how they lose money. They are so stubborn to get help or to get a coach. And then they keep losing money over and over again. And then they blame the business model or call people scams because they themselves cannot make any money on Amazon because they're not getting the proper support and training to make even $1. Anyways, I went on a bit of a rant there. Anyway, so I failed with my cell phone cases, but luckily I was able to recoup, I think, over 70% of what I lost because I was liquidating my product during Q4. So Q4 stands for quarter four, which is October to December, where everybody is shopping for the holiday season. So everybody's buying gifts. So what I did was I just lowered my price. And there's a specific strategy I have for this where you can actually get a lot of your investment back. I teach it in my Winners Ecom Workshop 2.0 training course. Anyway, I did that. I used that strategy and I was able to recoup most of my money back. So I used the money that I made back to find a new product. So this was the beginning of January 2018 when I first found my winning product. If you guys want to refer back to this YouTube video right here, I talk about how I found my first winning product in January 2018 by only starting with a few $100s. And I kid you not, that's not even a lie. I started with a few $100s because I got fired, I didn't have a job, and I was very limited on funds. So I spent only a few $100. If you want to hear about how I did that, then again, check out that YouTube video. Anyways, I felt like I hit the jackpot the second time around because I took this business so seriously after I lost all that money that I did so much research. I was in all sorts of Facebook groups, and I finally I know how to choose the right products to sell. And not just choosing the right products to sell, I knew how to launch the product. So within my very first month, when I first found my winning product, which was technically my second product after my cell phone cases failed, I know I made 4 figures in profit. I don't have the exact number because it's been so long, but I think it was a few $1,000s that I made in net profit the first 3 months. So January to March 2018, I made 4 figures in profit. And I remember specifically when we were getting close to summer of 2018, that's when my business just blew up. That's when I made over $10,000 per month. And it was with the same winning product. So I was talking to a lot of people online and trying to share feedback and knowledge and just share some ideas on how we can find products to sell. And then I found out that a lot of people were just loving my comments in Facebook groups. So they told me to start teaching and start a YouTube channel because I was so good at doing this. So that's exactly what I did. If you guys look back on my YouTube channel, you can tell that I started this channel. My very first video, I believe, was June or July of 2018. And that was after I made $30,000 in sales and more every single month. So I was already doing over $10,000 to $15,000 that summer, and I started putting out a lot of content on YouTube telling people, hey, you should be doing this, or hey, you should be not doing this in your Amazon FBA product research because these are mistakes and this is what you're supposed to do. And I started just sharing a lot of value, and that's how I grew my following. And then eventually I launched an online course teaching people how to make money on Amazon the legit way. I do not believe in any black hat tactics. There's a lot of scams out there where they teach you how to launch products in a way where it's just not legit and it's against Amazon's terms of service. So please do your due diligence on who you are following, because not everything that people say on YouTube is the right way. It could be against terms of service, meaning if you were to choose a specific way to sell on Amazon and you don't know that this is the legit way on how to sell, you can get banned from Amazon and you are just done. You're gone forever. Like, they do not give you second chances. Maybe if you try to get a lawyer and try to like get your account back. Anyway, different topic. So I started just rinsing and repeating the entire process on how to find winning products. And by 2019, my business just exploded. Like, it exploded. We were looking to buy a house. We upgraded our car. We upgraded our entire lifestyle. I started hiring my first employee, my virtual assistant. At the end of 2019, I was already thinking about this. And then in 2020, I hired an assistant, and then I met my business partner, and all of these things started to happen. It was just a crazy amount of growth. Now, when I look back, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, how did I do it? But I took it very slowly, one step at a time. So instead of sourcing so many products upfront, because this is what people tell you to do all the time on YouTube, source a lot of products for a very high price, launch it, and then you end up losing $10,000 because you don't even know what you're doing. And my way of teaching and doing this is so different. So I always suggest to beginners and newer sellers that you should source products for a lower price, and you should actually buy less inventory, because in the beginning, you don't want to risk so much of your savings. I know you guys all work hard to save money for this business, because this business is not cheap. You need money to make money. So my way of how I got my success and became a multimillionaire selling on Amazon was through a different way. I found a way to do it where it doesn't cost you a lot to get started, and inventory does not have to be expensive. So all of my products that I sell today with my business partner, it's all around $2 to $3 to source, no more. I do not source products more than $3 per piece. And believe it or not, there are so many products out there that are around that price range, and you just have to know how to find it. So that's exactly what I teach. And then you sell it on Amazon for a much higher price. Anyway, let me show you my progress here in 2019, because this was absolutely mind-blowing how much I grew from 2018 to 2019 just by figuring out a specific way how to find good products to sell. So I still have this old screenshot that I saved from March to April. It looks like March 23rd to April 20th, 2019. Yep, that's 2019. And here I made $99,000 in sales the last 30 days. And my net profit margin was over 30%. I think it was actually 34 or 35%, depending on the season. So there are times where I lower my price because I'm trying to launch my product. And during the launching phase, my profit margin is actually pretty slim. I think it's like 22%. But after I launch my product, I raise my price again. And overall, most of the time, usually my net profit margin is over 30%. So if you are brand new to selling, then you should aim for a profit margin over 30%, because sometimes you have to use Amazon PPC sponsor ads to launch your products. Luckily for me, I'm not super heavy on using Amazon PPC, because with my first winning product, it took off without PPC. So I launched similar products that are complementary to my winning product, and it required very little PPC. However, today in my business, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you see that I use PPC a lot, and I use Helium 10 Atomic to help me automate some of my PPC. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so because I share a lot of tips every day about Amazon. Anyway, back to 2019 when things exploded. In 2019, I think that was like the biggest year where my business just grew. Like 2018, I felt like it was more of a learning curve. I was learning a lot. And 2019 was like, I'm so confident I can do this. I can launch any product. I can look at any product today and know within 10 seconds, is it good or bad? Is there potential or is there no potential? So here's another one that I recorded April to May 2019. So the previous screenshot I showed you was 99,000 in sales. And then the month after that was just a little over. This was 105,000 in sales for 30 days. And I wish I kept so much more of these screenshots, but unfortunately I just didn't. And this is another one. This is the month after that one I just showed you. So I'm just looking through my phone. So the month after that, we did $103,000 per month in sales with a net profit margin of over 30%. So you can do the math and you can probably figure out how much money I took home. But yeah, it just grew from there. And now I'm not going to go through every single month because I don't have all those numbers, unfortunately. But today, as I am speaking with you in 2022, we do over $250,000 per month. And the profit margins have shrunk a bit. I think we're just under 30%, anywhere from 28 to 30%, because things have been a little more expensive. So that is a different topic to talk about another day. But if you want to get more sales results from me, then check me out on Instagram. I post about that every single week. So the prices of things have increased a bit. So the profit margins has been decreased a bit. And these are the same products that I sold a few years ago. So things happen with the economy, and I'm sure you guys are all aware of inflation. That's not something that we can control. I feel like it's out of my control to control inflation. However, I do understand that the cost for products has increased. So if you guys are looking for products right now to sell on Amazon and you're looking on Alibaba, most products have increased in price, including my own, and therefore my margins shrunk. However, what a lot of people are not realizing is that you can also increase your price on Amazon. So if you source a product, for example, for $2, okay, I'm just going to use one of my products. I sourced it for $2 and now they raised the price to $2.10, or was it $2.15? Anyway, they raised the price, and it all adds up when you're ordering a lot of inventory. So every single time we order inventory, we order thousands and thousands of inventory. And that's just me because I try to ship only 4 times per year. I try to ship once a season because I don't like to constantly create shipment plans. My assistant does that for me now, but I don't want to ship if I don't have to. And luckily for me, we have a warehouse in the United States, a personal warehouse, not something that you guys have access to, where I can store excess inventory. So that helps me a lot. I'm from Canada and I sell in the United States marketplace. That has helped me a lot because I don't have to keep ordering inventory from China every single month. And I try to limit my shipments as much as I can. Where was I getting with this? Lost my train of thought. So back to what I was saying about inflation, the suppliers have raised their prices slightly, but you are also allowed to raise your price on Amazon. So nothing has really changed. A lot of people think like, Amazon's getting saturated, there's so much competition, but what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of people exit Amazon because Amazon is a marketplace. This is how I see it. I don't know how you guys see it or how other people see it, but it is such a good marketplace for you to get your feet wet, get the brand exposure that you need, And after a few years, you can exit. So I'm in a position right now where I can exit. Like my husband already asked me to retire, but I don't want to retire. I am just really in love with this business model. And I love helping people build their Amazon FBA businesses as well, because I know you're coming from a place where it's dark. You're not making that much money. You want to make more to provide for your family. So I get all that. So it is my passion to teach people how to do this with less risk and less startup costs. That's always been my goal because, like I said, I came from a very dark place myself. I was not rich and I didn't have anything. And I was going off my savings when I just started this business. So I understand how you feel. So Amazon is a really good place for you to just get started. And then who knows, like a couple years down, you can either choose to retire or you can invest in assets that make recurring income for you passively. That's what we're doing right now. We invest in a lot of property because we get tenants to pay our rent, and then that's passive income. I make money. I make thousands of dollars every month by just sitting here. So that's our plan. That's my plan. So those are just some ideas for you, and I hope that helps you think about starting your business on Amazon FBA. I still believe that this is the best online business model for anyone to start because it doesn't require much of anything. Like you can try to go out there and start any business and it's not going to be the same. It's going to cost you so much money. And then you have people complaining about Amazon FBA fees. Like, yes, there are fees, but there are fees in anything that you do in life. Like everything that you purchase that helps you get through your day-to-day, it costs money. Like your car has insurance, you have a mortgage, you have rent, you need gas, you need food. Like there are fees everywhere. So I really don't understand when people say that there are fees and I don't want to sell and I want to do something else. And it's like, okay, well, try to find me a better online business model that doesn't require you to do anything but sit in front of your computer and do some research and do some Amazon PPC optimization. Like you're not going to find that anywhere else. And I'm just glad that I didn't give up on this because I was thinking about giving up after I lost $5,000 from silly cell phone cases. But I would not be here talking to you if I didn't just carry on with everything that I was doing and just kept trying. So anyway, I hope this video has helped you. That's basically what happened my first year of selling on Amazon and the second year. And I wish I could go through everything with you guys, but there are so many things that I just don't have track record of anymore unless I go into my bookkeeping or ask my accountant or something. So if you have any questions or comments for me, make sure you drop down in the comment section below. Help me give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video.